Agent Zero in the building.
Agent Zero reporting.
Agent Zero in the building. And then we got Daniel's son.
Boys. KC, yeah, baby.
You ain't in the KC fan.
I am today.
Oh, you bet on them?
We're going for the Bills today.
You're going for the Bills?
Yeah, we got to slay Patrick Mahomes.
No, we root for greatness, bro.
You won 3 in a row?
Yes, I won 3 in a row. For the first time in our lifetime, can we see 3 in a row?
How do I zoom?
That would be pretty crazy.
That would be pretty dope.
Zoom? Why do you need a Zoom?
Zoom.
You guys are so close. I'm so far away.
We can't see you, brother.
See?
Dan, stop worrying about it, dude. You look great.
Yeah, you look great.
I know that.
You got your curtains in the back. I got my jersey in the back.
Now you're good.
Shout out to B Club Sportswear. We're going to Puerto Rico on Wednesday.
Yo, I can't wait.
We're going to have some. I need a tan. I'm too light skinned right now, bro.
We're definitely spending time on the beach, dude. No question.
Fun fact, I requested to get the later game on Thursday. So we're
let's go. So we have all day Thursday. Nice, dude.
We go to the beach, get a tan,
throw some football
relax.
All around, like Patty Mahomes.
Shout out to everybody. Hey, we had a tryout today. It was awesome. We had over 25 people there.
Yo, I saw the
pictures. I was overwhelmed, but it was great.
Nice. That's great. Damn, man, I wish I went. I would have helped.
I wish a lot of people went, but at the end of the day, when I had last week, I had people go. Only like 6 showed up. So
that's snowstorm, right? Today was
a nice day. People want to play baseball, and at the end of the day, we're here to promote the game. We're here to make sure people get back to the game.
Hell yeah.
And we're also here to show excitement of the game and show for everybody that plays in this game, like their vision, what made them play the game,
Yeah, man.
At the end of the day, this game is a fun game. It takes us away from our stress in life. We can be kids again at the age of me, 40. I ain't going to say my age. Johnny's 22. Fucking Dan is 72.
28 forever.
Most days, I feel like it.
But listen, how you feeling, Johnny? How you feeling today, my brother?
Yo, honestly, I feel great, dude. Our hitting sessions this last week have been going really good. All my lessons have been going really good. I feel like I really have a good grasp and feel on my swing right now. I honestly can't wait to play in Puerto Rico. I mean, it's all gravy because this time of year we can't play here, so going to travel somewhere to play is going to be freaking awesome. Your swing is looking good too, man. So, Dan, what's up, man? How are you feeling
What's
today?
up, baby? Is my audio coming out of my mic?
You sound good,
by the
dude.
way.
Yeah, it is.
You sound Dan. You sound phenomenal.
I can't hear it on my end.
Actually, now that I think about it, I got a microphone too. Let me link up while you speak. Go ahead.
Check microphone check. So, what's the temperature in Puerto Rico right now? Do you guys know?
72 degrees.
And no one's checking. We just know.
I mean,
no, baby.
You guys are going to the beach no matter what, right?
I'm going to the beach on Thursday morning. No matter who comes with me,
I'm the cold plunge god, so we'll do cold plunge if we need to.
I need a tan, bro. I'm too light skinned. Like, I gotta get out of here, bro. This too cold. I don't like it. But Dan, how you doing, my brother? You
doing all right
this week?
No.
Does it sound better? Different with a mic?
Oh, you know what? It does sound good, bro, with a mic. Shout out to everybody tapping in. Please share the live. We're here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Except Super Bowl Sunday. We're not gonna be here. We're gonna watch the game. Tonight's show is gonna be a little quick show. We're trying to finish watch. We want to watch greatness. Patrick Mahomes on the verge of winning 3 in a row, especially if he wins tonight because the Eagles don't stand a chance.
I actually got it up on my projector.
Yo, the Eagles a little projector action.
Ooh.
Keep us updated with that score. Eagles scored 50 today, dude. What do you mean they don't
stand? That was crazy.
They do not stand a chance. And if you want to put money on it, we can do that.
I only bet on myself because then I know I'm going to win.
Hey, but at the end of the day, we got a great guest tonight. My man Dan Sylvia. He runs the B-Town Knights.
Reverend Dan Sylvia
out of the CHBL. We're also working on next year to start a division in the Metro West area, Bellingham area, because there's not a lot of adult baseball over there. So we're gonna have a great conversation. If guys that are watching, feel free to be on the comments. Send us questions. We're live, so it's not delayed. So when we see your questions, we're gonna bring it up. So make sure you engage. We're here for you guys. We're here to have some good times. I'm gonna bring my man Dan Sylvia on. Let me see where he is right here.
Oh, so there's no delay with the Instagram,
No
huh?
delay, my brother. 2025, baby.
It's good. It
That's
also
cool.
shows us the comments right in our face here.
Right?
So if anyone comments, we can go right to it.
Oh, he got the Mexico.
Ooh, the city connects.
What's up, bro?
I love it.
What's
What's up,
good, my
gentlemen?
brother?
Is that
How we
like
doing?
some green screen stuff, or is that actually your
No, this is
background?
my kitchen. This is it's where we do life.
That's sick.
Oh man, I like you already. You see, Dan, you the man. You see,
I
I
don't
like
know.
it.
All
You
that
finished perfect.
Mahomes talk though. No Mahomes, man. Come on.
Oh no.
What
What's wrong with Mahomes?
you know
I
what the
love
problem
Mahomes, but
is?
I
Go
love
ahead.
Brady more. I don't
Can you
want him
love
to
them
get
both?
Brady.
People tired of
I like
seeing him
no.
win.
We've never seen a three-peat in
I
football.
know, and I prefer not to.
Really?
You see, that's that hating. That's that hating shit from fucking Massachusetts. There for anybody else to be great. There for
Hey,
anybody else to be great.
I
Everybody sucks.
it's hometown loyalty, man. Hometown loyalty.
I mean, you're right because there is loyalty, but at the end of the
San Diego
day,
Padres.
you got a San Diego Padres shirt on,
That's
bro.
my little league team. It's my little league team. I
No,
gotta
they
rep
got Bogarts. They let Bogarts go, and he went over there, and you rocking the jersey, bro.
'em. Hey, I don't know. I just like the jerseys. Great look. I gotta rep them now. They're disappearing next year.
Those are nice. I like that. I ain't gonna front. But Dan, we got you on the show. Can you please introduce yourselves? We're trying to, cut the show to 30, 40 minutes today, max, because we want to watch the game. But we also want to give you your respect and your flowers and introduce you and give you a platform to introduce yourself and what you got going on.
Hey, that's all good. Thanks, guys. It's a privilege to be on the show. Appreciate you all, and great opportunity to be part of the CHBL family. And so, I'm Dan Sylvia. I'm coach of the Knights, the B-Town Knights, way down here in Bellingham. But little Boston love. We got plenty of guys from the Boston area, and so we'll be sort of that expansion team coming in, and hopefully you guys don't pound on us too much. But we'll try to make our way and represent well, and bring a bunch of young guys. We're a really young team. Most of our guys are in their young 20s. We got a few veteran guys to help keep everyone under control, but we're kids starting to play a grown up game now, so it'll be a good year to see these guys adjust.
Quick
And
question before
yeah,
we start the questions on that we sent you. What made you decide, you know what? Because originally it was supposed to be the Cubs, and then you hit me up and say, hey, I want to start a team in the CHBL, not the BBA. I have a bunch of young kids. What made you decide that, you know what, you want to take that leap and bring adult baseball to your area?
honestly, I've been coaching 19 to 22 league for the past 2 years, and I've got to see a lot of guys coming out of college. There's another league down in our way called the Cranberry League, where a lot of D1, D2, D3 guys play. Just watching that kind of baseball and seeing that be able to be played on our fields and in our area, I think that's just such a great idea. A lot of kids finish college and then they have to put baseball down. There's nowhere for them to go. It's hard to get in leagues. They're adults. This is a great situation to be able to give guys a chance to extend their careers, have fun, get that competitive nature out. It's good for life. It's good for camaraderie. Guys don't have a lot of friends. I know I'm leaking in and out of work here, but just even in my job, like I meet a lot of guys that are just lonely and they're working and they're grinding, and just being able to be in my own space and those guys to be in their own space with their friends is a big deal.
I,
And so I think it hits on both
I
fronts.
like that you bring that up because that's the main reason I play, is because life it gets so stressful with work, family, bills, things come up, family, all this shit comes up. And you get to play baseball as an adult, and we want people that are watching, people that are going to share this, people that are going to watch later on. It's okay to play baseball as an
Yeah,
adult.
man.
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
think I think
Go
it's
ahead,
really
Dominic.
cool what you said with the 19 to 22-year-olds because, I give lessons to college students and nothing really prepares us with our whole life since we're 5, 6 years old or whenever we pick up our first glove is sports. And it's like you automatically are injected into these friend groups as an athlete. And then all of a sudden you really were injected into those friend groups without having to really do anything or be any type of social character. And then all of a sudden you get out of college and Now it's like, oh man, only your work people or your work friends, maybe. And then if you work at a small company, now it's like you don't really have a circle anymore,
Mm.
right? And it's like, yeah, everyone wants to have a private life and everything, but it's like we just don't get prepared to like not have that brotherhood or not have that injection of friends. So that's why I think all these leagues that are popping up and us growing the current leagues that we have is really important, especially for those kids coming out of college, because we got to get those kids turning into men, and we all need each other to lean on for that.
Mm. Yeah, that's great. That's a good point too, man. I like how you brought work into that. Like, yeah, that's your main social circle, and a lot of guys get out and they have nowhere to go but just go home. And so,
Yeah.
not that home's bad. I love
Video
my wife. I
games.
love my kids, but it's a nice thing to see, these young guys get plugged in, especially a league like this where there's no age cap. And so they're going to be able to be with guys in their late 20s, early 30s, even leaking into their 40s, like some of us older guys. And that's super beneficial for guys as they're growing up, learning life, learning how to control emotions is one of the biggest things that we see in our baseball teams. And then really working hard to get the best out of yourself. And so I just think those are all benefits for something like this.
That's a great point. Like learning how to control your emotions. And that is for me to like run an adult baseball team, organization, league, that's the hardest thing to show people because once you're an adult, like you can't really change adults. You can tweak them a little bit, but you can't really tell someone that grew up in that environment, hey, you need to check yourself. And I think if all of us, the older heads, the veterans, if we show the younger kids, you need to check yourself. Because baseball, you're gonna fail more than you succeed. Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
So when you fail, it's gonna show who you really are. Because when you succeed, it's not who you really are. When
Yeah.
you fail, that's when your real characteristic comes out.
Yeah,
No,
it's good
that's
to have that
important.
support system of other grown men too that you can trust to kind of tell you when you need to be checked and all that. So it's like, yeah, that's why I think adult baseball is something a lot of people need to start getting into. So Dan, let's get into talking about your boys, man. You got 6 boys. They all play baseball. My question for you with that is, well, like, what's your secret sauce? Because I hear your kids are pretty good. I don't know if anyone's talking them up or if they actually are pretty legit. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
talk about that yourself. But is there like a secret sauce, secret technique? Do you guys have a special trainer you guys go to, something like that? What's the secret to your boys having the success that they're having?
I thought you were asking what's the secret sauce to have 6 boys.
Or,
That's
or don't you,
CHBL.
That's your
This is
question,
Boston
Dan.
After Dark.
Uh,
That's a whole different
uh,
podcast.
or don't you guys have TV in your house? Like, what is going on, brother?
uh,
Oh, the things I could say, the things I could say,
Hey,
but
hey, we're on
nice.
IG,
I set
baby.
you up for
Sunday nights.
anything and everything, baby. Let's go.
Hey, you know what? That's the question we get asked in the grocery store all the time. When we get the whole horde of kids with us, like, like there's a way to not do that. I'm like, but why? It's fun. So no, we have 6 boys. I was just asking them, and you can ask them. They're gonna hop on too. They're itching to get their faces on this live stream, but they've had some success in baseball. Both of them varsity kids. I got another one moving up in the pipeline in our local high school. Played Legion baseball. And even for something like this, my boys didn't go to school where they were baseball teams. So they're both looking at one's a junior in Berkeley College of Music, and the other one's applying to Berkeley this spring. And so it's not like they're running a baseball team out there. So something like this is perfect for them. Guys who have played Legion ball, had some success, looking forward to maybe. Our guys peak late too. Like if you can't see me, I'm short and fat. My kids are just short and skinny, and so they put on that extra weight after high school. And so when they got to play last year in D2 down in the BBA, they had some really good success. I think Isaiah threw a no hitter last year. Eli really had a great start to the season before he picked up Legion. And so it was just a great opportunity to see them flourish when they weren't quite built for the system yet, just physically. And so to see them kind of come into their own was really awesome. But secret sauce, I asked them, you want to know the real secret? Because we didn't do AAU all the way up. We played town rec ball. It was just
Okay.
straight rec ball until we got to high school. And then once we got to high school, went right from high school to Legion with summer ball, all-star stuff like Hockomock League and some other leagues in the area that were sort of combined towns kind of deal. And for them, that was it. That was their family. Every day on the baseball fields, hanging out. anytime there was a game they could sneak onto as little kids. I remember all of them, like 11 or 12, jumping on the big field, not 8, 9, trying to get bats, trying to sneak when guys weren't there. And so just loving baseball became our family's kind of thing. And then they told me wiffle ball. Wiffle ball in the backyard when you have 6 brothers, and it is your first thing you do every day after school. As soon as homeschool lit up, they were out in the backyard and playing until it
They
got
got
dark.
like a whole
That was
team.
it. Yeah, and
He
so
needs 3 more, and he's there. Hey, 3 more, brother. 3 more. Let's do it. 3 more.
And so it's kind of a funny story. I'm the vice president for Bellingham Youth Baseball. Shout out to that organization. I think Kerry, our president's watching right now. But a lot of those kids in that league actually started a summer wiffle ball league. And so they all go, they pick their teams. They have a whole website to track their stats and their
That's
standings.
awesome.
And it's so cool to see young kids love baseball and just playing together. So shout out to those kids that did something pretty cool. And
Yeah,
it's just better for them.
one quick thing on wiffle ball that's actually funny because I coach, and one of the plays that I see that's not made as often these days is like that over the shoulder Willie Mays type catch. And I
Mm.
was always really great at that. And I was trying to think back, like, what makes me so good at that? And I think wiffle ball, man, because you're always running after the ball yourself, and you're always like, playing the ball off the tree. Oh, you're backwards, you're over your shoulder, and so that's really cool. That's what that reminds me of when you say wiffle ball, dude. Because that's what all we played growing up was wiffle
Oh,
ball.
that's excellent. That's excellent. That's a good note.
No,
Nice.
and
So, Boyd, you got
I tell guys like before games, I bring wiffle balls, and some guys laugh at you and why you gonna hit wiffle balls? But at the beginning, people would laugh at me. By the end of the season, everybody was lined up to hit wiffle balls before the game.
that's
Oh, I
great.
gotta
That's
get
great.
reps. I gotta get reps. I gotta get
Yeah,
ready. I gotta get ready.
and you
It's
can get those
great.
things to curve nice and easy.
Yeah,
So it's like it's good
yeah, man.
reps.
Yeah. What I've always told the younger guys coming up, whatever can get you loose for a game, do it. Because Johnny played with us this fall, right? I'm hitting wiffle balls. Johnny's throwing footballs. People playing
Yep.
catch. After I finish
Yep.
hitting, I'm catching footballs. That's getting you loose. That's getting your nerves out the way. You know what I mean? And because
Get the blood
baseball,
flowing.
yeah, baseball is a game of adrenaline. It's a passionate game, and a lot of the times we let our passion overpower what we're supposed to be doing, and we put too much in our head.
Yeah, we gotta have fun
We
with
make
it.
the game harder than what it's supposed to be. But if you do these things before games, the game is secondary because you're already loose and ready to go.
You know what's funny? Seth Perkins messaged me and was like, "Dude, my arm didn't even hurt after pitching that next day. It must have been us playing football before the game that warmed me up nice." And he's like, "I got to do that now." And you see Paul Skeens out there doing it and all that stuff. So it's like,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because you gotta try different things to keep you engaged in the game before the game, especially get you loose. You watch NBA players. They're in the practices. They're playing. What's that new game? With the paddle.
pickleball.
What's pickleball? They're playing
Yeah,
pickleball. They're playing football. They're playing wiffle ball.
yeah.
They're trying to get their mind away from the game and get them ready to competitive nature. So when the game starts, they're ready loose. They're ready to go because your mind's somewhere else.
Let's bring
And
those boys in. Let's
bring
bring
those
those boys
boys
in
in.
and see what do they do to warm up.
Oh,
So good.
well, bring all
Oh, they got
30 of them in.
their shades. Man.
We get all 30 of them in there.
We need to train.
All right.
It's a school night. We got the little ones in bed, but
And
it's okay.
Dan, you've done a great job with those kids. They're very respectful. They're great kids. They're great athletes, man. Shout out to you. I didn't get a chance to tell you that face to face, but you've done a tremendous job with your boys. And kudos to you, my brother.
They make it easy. Hey, one thing I want to tell you, Omar, you asked this earlier about why I wanted to do this baseball thing down here
Yeah.
too. You know what really did it? And this is one thing I love about what you do is the All-Star game. So we had a mix of D2, D1 players, and it was so awesome to see those D2 guys go up and compete. We had 2 D2 guys go up, and it was awesome to see Brian get up there and get a single off a guy throwing gas. And so you get a great success moment from someone in the lower leagues, like, hey, I just jumped up to the bigs, and it translated. Like, that felt special to me, and that you showcased that those guys were able to play, and just to see the level of sort of professionalism at that level, that was spectacular. And so that was another thing that sold us when we were saying, should we just stick with Cubs? Should we try to run and get the Cubs back to, maybe push it a little bit and get them competitive. But, we had enough young guys that are like, no, I think we can compete. We saw what was up at top, and we think we can get out there and do a good job. So that really made a big difference. Shout out to the All-Star game. That was spectacular.
And we're gonna do it again. We're gonna have the CHBL and BBA combined for All-Star Game. So the BBA guys gonna get that experience again because they need it. Everybody needs to see different competition, see where you stand. And I appreciate that. And it's only gonna get your kids better. The better competition you play, the better a ball player you're gonna be.
We think we can get out there and do a good job. So that really made
Oh.
And those guys are good dudes. Those guys are good guys. So just listen to the talk back and forth. The camaraderie there. That's pretty special what we got going on.
So who do you have with you? Who do you have with you? Who's the oldest?
All right, introduce yourself. All right, oldest right here.
I'm Isaiah. I'm the oldest one, and then
Just try to get in the camera.
Yeah,
Block your father off.
Yeah,
Don't worry
let's
about it.
see.
You can
Yeah.
block it. He don't matter right now.
We're all family.
Dad,
Let's go.
leave.
I'm just gonna take over the kitchen.
There he is. That's
I'll
right.
go fill my
There you
car.
go.
You
There
guys
he is.
switch in.
Don't be
I'll
shy.
be right
Hi,
back.
Dad. Go cook.
What's up?
There they are.
What position do you guys play?
Position. I was a shortstop for varsity for my junior and senior year, and then my Legion years I was all over the place. Utility guy, catcher, and second base mostly. Those were my.
What's your favorite warm up before the game? Do you guys just play regular toss, regular long toss? Are you guys throwing footballs around, frisbees? What are you guys doing?
I'm a big stretch for forever guy.
Okay.
Wow.
No, I'll take as long as I need stretching, just getting in the mindset before the game, and then tossing just whatever. I'll just start with normal knees, cement feet, go right into the normal long toss type stuff. But stretching is just big for me in my warm up.
I mean, how cool is it to have 5 other brothers to just go play ball with? Like, if one says no, you have 4 others that be like,
For real.
No, it's
you don't-
constant. It's constant. Can you get up? Come play with me. Always.
I mean,
No,
I wish I had that growing up. Like, for me, it was my neighbors. We played, wiffle ball in the back, but sometimes 1 or 2 couldn't play, and now you guys literally have 4 or 5 guys right next to you.
Got replacements. Sure. No, absolutely. It was definitely a big help for us growing up, playing the game with each other, like bouncing off of each other, like competitively, like just throwing stuff at each other, being like, "I can do this better than you." It's just constant.
Competition.
How often were you guys on the same team? How often were you guys able to be on the same team? Like, what's the age range? Are you guys, when you were in town league, how many is the most brothers that were on the same team?
So the 2 of us are about 2 years apart, and so we really didn't play together much until varsity. I was a senior and he was a sophomore, and so we were able to get that year in where we both played together. And then Legion, that same year we both were on the same team, so that was really cool. So that whole year we played together. Yeah, that was really cool. That was really fun.
Are you the big lefty?
No, he's a righty.
No, that's the next one. That's the third one.
There's a lot of them. I'm telling you.
By
There's more to come.
the way, I love that they got sunglasses on.
Yes, yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
The Silvers got swag.
Got
They got swag. Hey, I know last year you guys played together in the CHBL, right?
Yeah.
You threw a no-hitter. How did it feel to play against older guys, because me growing up, I wish I had the opportunity to play against older guys. How did it feel playing against older guys, and how do you think it developed your game?
I loved it. It was fun because I've always played with guys my own age, and then to be able to kind of jump into that next the next pool of guys, those older guys, it was so much fun because they have all so much experience and so much. Oh, there's so much wisdom there. I caught that no hitter, and
Oh, let's go.
So it was because of you. It was because of you.
It's the one game you weren't there. I could have sworn that was one. Oh no, it was the other one. Nope, not that one. You got plenty good games, but
He's a catcher. I love it.
So, hey,
was my reason. It was my fault. We got the no hitter.
Hey,
Sorry, Johnny. Sorry.
question about playing against older guys though. How many guys stepped in the box and you thought like, look at this like older dude, he probably sucks, and then you see them and then you're just like, wow, this guy doesn't look like he'd be good at baseball, and he just has that. He just has
Johnny,
that.
Johnny,
ray of
Johnny,
play.
can you just say you're talking about me, bro?
I just want to get back in the convo now. I heard y'all talking about me.
Can you just say it's me? Can you just say how did it feel facing Omar when I know he sucks?
Hey, L's in the chat if Omar's the guy I'm talking about.
Asking for a
That
friend.
gold bat is intimidating, dude. When you step in there with that shiny bat,
Hey, and nice cleats, You gotta make the
absolutely.
cleats look good.
Yep.
Oh, I love it, man.
Dan, you do
God bless
not
guys.
seem old enough to have kids this age. This is wild. to me.
Thank you. I appreciate
So what age
that.
did you mess up at? I mean, start having.
So we had Isaiah when I was 23.
Okay.
21? 23? 24? 23 or 24. Yeah.
How
I got
awesome
married
is
right out of college. I graduated college in 2000, and we got married, and then it wasn't long after that.
I mean, how awesome is it to still be able to play ball with your
That's
kids?
awesome.
That was the coolest part of last year, stepping in. I snuck into one of the spring games, and then I ended up playing in the fall. Like, it's fun. It sucks because they mock you mercilessly. All those years of me coaching them, I get it like on steroids back at me and how I do it all wrong because I do. But it's good nature. We laugh. We play over the at-bats and the plays on the ride home. And it was cool for me to step back into their world a little bit and just not from a coach's view, but as a player. And that was pretty special. So I'm going to suck that up as long as I can. And treasure that until I'm too old to play or I injure myself this year and do something dumb.
Hey, so quick message out there to any men that have boys that are starting to grow into the age of baseball. If you had kept yourself in shape, or you can get yourself in shape, and you can play the game you love with your boys, there is nothing better than that. So we got to bring people back. This is a great story to inspire some people.
Dan, you don't know how lucky you are, my brother. You get to play with your sons on the baseball diamond.
It's pretty.
That's like
It's a dream come true for a man that loves baseball.
think about it. Like think about watching the major leagues. Like the only time we saw that was Ken Griffey Jr. and his dad.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're basically and you're gonna do it with 6 boys. Think about that shit. That is beautiful, man. And and I watch you guys. I see how you. And one thing about you guys all move together. There was like again, you guys are respectful. You guys play the game the right way, and we need to show that more about the game. We need to make sure this new generation plays the game the right way because the game is still a great game. People can say the game is dying, and I want to ask you a question real quick. People can say the game is dying. They can say this new generation is not hardworking. Like what do you think about this new generation? Do they work hard? Because me and Johnny, and Dan, we had an episode a couple weeks back, and we were arguing, me and Johnny, about how this generation works really hard. But me looking from the outside, I've watched my daughters practices volleyball and stuff like that. I see that these kids aren't engaged. They aren't competitive like we used to be. Now I want to ask you, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we talked about this question a little bit before. I think it's hard to say. Kids do a lot. Like kids do a lot of sports. Most kids are multi-sport athletes and sometimes multi-sport in the same season. And so that takes a lot out of a kid, never mind schoolwork and other responsibilities. So for me, like it might be different. I remember growing up, it was like, okay, did my schoolwork and then I could just play until it got dark and grind away. And so it felt like we were hardworking, felt like we gave everything on the diamond. But I think specialized sports has changed that a little bit. And so kids get in routines and they get in highly specialized routines. And so I think when they're there, the ones that want to play do the work. I've seen some, like, it's not uncommon for us to go to the cages and see kids there at 8, 9, 10, 11 at night just grinding off the tee. And that's special in baseball. You've got a special kid on your team who shows up and is doing that quiet work that makes them better without anyone there egging them on. Like, So I think there's a handful of kids, the ones that make it, put in a ton of work because it takes a ton of work to be better now.
Yeah.
So I do think the level of competition kids are playing, like look at just the velocity era that we're in. Like 80s isn't enough anymore for the higher level of college. You got to be in the 90s now with good location, and so you got to work your rear end off to get there. Most guys aren't natural 90s,
Yeah.
but
So
go ahead.
I was gonna. So I think we asked this question to the adults many of times on the show, but we've never actually asked the youth. But I'm curious what the kids think of why kids aren't playing baseball these days. Like why more kids aren't playing. I'm curious
Good
what
question.
their thought is on it.
I think
Get
just
get on the camera. Push it down
yeah.
out the way.
Show that
Yeah.
pretty face.
Sorry. Yeah, I would say a lot of it is from what I've seen is other sports. Just if you're talking baseball wise, why they're not playing baseball, a lot of other sports are growing traction and they're heading that direction. Like lacrosse took over big, football is big. Um, I think that's definitely a big part of it. I don't know if Zay's got anything. Yeah, I think that's definitely a part of it. I think the culture is so busy now that a lot of kids don't feel like they have either the time or the energy or the effort to be able to put into it. And if they don't have time to put into it to be any good at it, then they'd rather just pass on it. I think. Also, it's a sport.
Do you think it has to do with the girls? Because listen, hold on. I was watching Deion Sanders. He said the chicks love
Chicks love
basketball.
the long ball.
No, that's old school. That's gone. They love basketball. They love seeing people dunk on each other. They love football because you got that macho stuff. But girls don't really like baseball. You think that has anything to do with it? Do chicks still love the long ball?
No. No, you know what? Actually, you know what? Now that I think about that, getting that from you guys' perspective, I think here's what it is. If you're a mediocre football player or a mediocre lacrosse player, you're going to fit in socially way better than if you're a mediocre baseball player. People are going to be like, you don't even play. Like, because a really good baseball player is still, again, like 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10 is your best chance. The mediocre guys are like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. So it's like, you really feel like you suck at baseball when you're just a mediocre baseball player.
Yeah.
But if you're just like a mediocre lineman or linebacker or some shit in football, like that's cool as hell.
Hey, you just got blocked. So you got to do is just block.
Yeah. No, that's true. Baseball's also the hardest sport.
That's what I mean.
Baseball
So
is
I'm
the
sure
hardest
that has
sport.
something to do with it too. I mean, the patience you need in baseball is
So
far greater than anything else.
I like
Except
you brought
golf,
that
maybe.
part. So maybe guys don't want to grind it out to get better because baseball is such a hard sport.
Or they just
that
don't
kids
have the time to, because of today's society being so fast paced, and they all have this extra stuff, and all these after school groups that you guys have, and all this
social
extracurricular
media.
activity.
You guys want to be on the phone,
Social media, video games, Call of Duty.
You call
You know what's funny
Duty,
though?
Fortnite. You want to dance.
Hey, you said that though, but hey, there are so many baseball players on MLB The Show.
That's true.
So people still love baseball. That's the funny part. Like
Yeah.
everyone plays the show. People don't like baseball play the show because there's something special about baseball. I think at the end of the day, when you look at it, there's a nostalgia. There's there is no better sports confrontation than the pitcher batter mechanic. There isn't
Yeah.
a better tension moment in all of sports, and so we'll always have that. But I think the boys are right. It's a high skill level game. But here's what we got to do. Like I'm part of a rec organization. Shout out Bellingham Youth Baseball. Like one of the things you got to do at the rec league is still foster just the love for that, the teamwork. Because guess what? One good play in baseball, you will remember that for the rest of your life, and it will never, ever, ever go away.
That's a good point.
And so there are special moments for those mediocre players that get to be part of the team and that get to make that one special moment on the field, and it's something you'll tell your grandkids about.
Wait, quick question for Dan and Omar to bounce off of that. When he's saying that, are you guys like right away in your mind flash into plays that you maybe made in your career that you think back to? Like just you saying that brings back that core memory for me in my head.
100%. Absolutely. I remember the first time I got called on to pitch. It was Babe Ruth League in Maine. I grew up. There wasn't a lot of baseball, but I remember the coach. We were like, "Who's the starter?" And it was like right before game, and he looked at me and said, "You." And I just remember like being petrified, excited, and a little clueless. But I'll never forget stepping out on the mound, like and throwing that first pitch for a strike, and I'll never forget
I
that as
low-key
long as I
thought you were
live. I'll
gonna
look at
say stepping on that mound and throwing that first no-hitter.
No. I wasn't good. Those you can't do, coach. But no, but there was no better
for a soft
feeling.
brag.
Yeah, I wish I could, but that's for them.
Your son, who's the catcher? I'm sorry. What your name? What was your name again?
Eli.
Eli.
Yes.
What? I'm a catcher myself, and my knees and my shoulders, my body probably
Yeah, you're also
regrets it.
76, bro.
I feel like not many kids want to catch. What made you decide to become a catcher?
I think I really started catching once I hit the big diamond at age 13, 14. A lot of it was necessity. I found out very quickly that there were a lot of teams that didn't have a catcher,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
I
Way
am
for you
not
to
a
play.
big I am not a big guy by any means. I do not have a catcher's build, but
Me neither.
I was like, I'm gonna catch, and I want that spot because no one else is taking it, and I just like drove for it, took it, was like, I'm the catcher now.
And
Listen, you have an old school mentality. I love it.
yeah,
Old school mentality, brother.
it's the only
Don't change that. Don't change
it's
it.
the only position where you're looking out. Everyone else is looking in, looking out. But as someone like myself who likes poker, it's a game of when you're given the signs, and that's what I love about it. The mentality. You're trying to think what their batter's thinking and do the opposite.
Yep.
So it's like a
Catching is
lot
your
of
best
mental.
position on the field.
Yeah, smart.
I
Smartest
I
position.
agree.
It is
Smartest
it's
position.
incredible to play. I was like a big utility guy my whole entire career, and I didn't start catching until I started teaching it and then wanting to do it in men's league because, again, necessity, like you just said. And as soon as I caught my first game, I was like, oh, my God, why didn't I do this when I was 12? This is just a whole new perspective of the game. It's really
Until you get
unbelievable.
hit in the cup, and then you're like, why the hell did I do this?
I don't wear a cup when I
Oh,
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Hey, when
It's going
you're good, you don't
in the
need to wear a
glove, Dan.
cup. When you're good, you don't need to wear a cup.
Well, you
Going in the glove, Dan.
guys remember
That is not true.
I dare you to try it, Omar. I dare you to try it.
Omar, play third base
Hey,
without a
I
cup.
play first base. I play first base, and I've never
you guys
wore a cup in my life.
remember the WBC when I
only takes
umped and I
one.
took
Ooh, that was
I
bad.
took one
Yeah.
square. Thank God I had my cup on because I wasn't wearing it up until that
If you
point.
had a glove, you would have used your glove, right?
Yeah, obviously.
That's
You
what I'm
say
saying. Like,
that until you whiff because you're an old man playing baseball.
That day will come one day, and I'll be back on here.
And
saying
now
it.
I'm an old man umping as well.
But you'll be able to stretch it, man. But no.
Dan, what do you guys want to accomplish this season? Obviously, you guys want to win games, but I feel like with you guys is deeper than that. What do you want to accomplish in the CHBL this year with your team and your sons and all that?
Yeah, I mean, always number one, we want to rep the game well, like play well, not be timid. Like I have anger problems on the field too. Like I get hot, and if you ever watch Isaiah when his teammates make an error, man, he gets fire hot. And Eli's like a little chihuahua, so it's not like we can't be competitive. Like that's the fun part about city baseball. It's always chatter. Suburban baseball, it's quiet, it's respectful, it's very buttoned up. But we got to taste the city style of baseball, maybe more like Puerto Rican, Dominican baseball. It's just constant noise, constant chatter, and if you're competitive, there's nothing better than that. When the whole team is just chirping away.
Yeah.
One of the best moments from fall ball was hilarious because I go in, I haven't pitched for like 30 years. I get on the mound, and my fastball's topping out at like 43. And everyone on the sideline is yapping like, "Oh, you gotta smash it! You gotta kill it!" And every accent in the world is going off. I wish I could Spanish, like it would be amazing. But I hear this one quote. Yes, but the greatest moment is I hear this dude and he strikes out whiffing because I'm throwing so slow, and he's like, "It's like a beach ball, but I can't hit it.
Then
It's
hit
so
it,
slow."
It's
I
not
will. I
much.
will never forget that until I die, man. It was, but just we want to rep the game well. We want to be competitive. Like I said, we got a lot of young guys in their 20s. Like this is early 20s, college age. Like this is a good time for them to come out and be challenged and not give up, work hard. And partly we're part of. We were able to kind of piggyback into your league, but something special is we're running sort of partly like through our rec league. This is an option for guys to sign up directly into the CHBL through Boston, through Bellingham baseball. So it's a bigger thing than just its own league. Like there's another entryway through rec that is for everybody. And so we want to make sure we keep pushing that, especially in our area. I think we could have a number of teams from Attleboro all the way up to like, Southborough, even the northern 495 belt. And starting to,
Canada.
yeah, no, hey, Omar wants to take over the world, but let's creep, Omar. Let's creep. But
One city at a time, bro.
We're going to
right, but
We
that's
got
the
to
goal,
walk
dude.
before we go walk. Hey, we're going to Puerto
Right.
Rico on Wednesday, brother.
That's right. That's pretty awesome. The CHBL Puerto Rico.
CBL, let's go. No, but you know what? I respect that because when we first got to know each other and we were talking, you kept mentioning about your area. I kept saying South Shore, South Shore. You're like, Omar, it's not the South Shore.
No.
It's not the South Shore, Omar. I'm gonna be thinking you guys are deep. I'm like, South Shore. It's not the South Shore. Then I looked up Bellingham, like, oh my God, that is far. But at the end of the day, it's like baseball in that area, and in that area baseball is needed after you're in high school, after you're in Babe Ruth, and we're gonna bring that to your area with you on the helm, and thank you for believing in our vision, and thank you for joining the CHBL because this is only the beginning, it's only the beginning. You guys got a great kid, you got great kids, man. They're respectful, they're competitors, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the field and the product you guys are gonna bring to the CHBL. Because it's not just about the B-Town Knights. It's about your area. It's about your whole, what I say in my place, my hood is your hood. You bring your whole hood down here, and eventually we're going to repay the favor, and I thank you for believing in us. And I'm glad I met you. I'm glad I met your sons. I'm glad I met Josh because you guys are visionaries just like me, and without you guys, we ain't shit. And I tell that to everybody. Without the managers, without the players, without guys like Dan, without guys like Johnny, we won't be where we're at now, And I want to thank everybody that watches. I want to thank everybody that's on the show because it takes a village to create what we're doing. And we're going on the right path, And anytime you guys need me for anything, just reach out and I got you guys because I really appreciate you guys.
No, we appreciate that, Omar. Guys, Dan, Johnny, like it's a privilege to do stuff like this. And I love, like, this is the stuff that makes baseball great. Like all the extra. You go to baseball games, it's a long game. And it's all the talk in between. It's watching the game, it's the chatter, it's the commentary, and it's rethinking every play after the game, all the fun stuff. So we're glad to be part of the family. We hope to do you all proud.
Thank you.
And whatever we can do for the league, let us know. And again, you get the whole backing of our town is behind you, so that's really cool when it gets big, like you said, neighborhood. And so whatever we can do. So there you go. And we're gonna have the best unis in the league this year.
Let's go.
Shout out to B Plus Sports, we're gonna make you look good. But
That's right.
Also, we're also trying to open up the season in Bellingham
right.
for both leagues on Sunday. So once you make that happen, you get the approval. We're gonna show love to your area. I promise you.
That's right. We put in for the permits, just like everyone, we're waiting for the high school teams to sort out, how they use fields. But fingers crossed, we're going to get those games planted on Richardson, and y'all get to come down and see one of the best fields in Massachusetts. I really do believe that. Like, I think I'm going to play Field of Dreams music when you guys walk down the runway. It's going to be pretty special for you when you show up. It'll be a pretty great experience. And so we're pretty privileged to be based out of there. Town that really loves baseball.
Appreciate you. I'm done with the questions. Dan, do you have any other questions?
No, I was just wondering if Dan, do you want to give a shout out to, or promote any of the websites that you mentioned, the Bellingham Youth League or anything like that?
Yeah, it's Bellingham Youth Baseball. You can find that on Facebook. You can find it on Instagram, everywhere. My son is showing his T-shirt. Eli actually
Let me
went
see.
into business.
Can I see it?
Yeah, right here.
What
So
is
Eli
it?
went into
Send
business.
me a copy. Send me a
All right,
copy.
we'll do that.
I got you.
He runs Six Brothers Baseball. We figured you'd like that.
That's
Six
Hey.
Bros Baseball.
Let's go.
And so he's been training all the clinics, all the stuff. And so we
Awesome.
take all those 6 kids that love a baseball. And I think, honestly, guys in the league, if you're listening, if you're good at baseball, if you know how to coach, if people listen to you when you talk about baseball, get to a cage, start a little business, start a little side hustle, just passing it on. The more we do that, the more kids fall in love with baseball, the more opportunities, and then you're building your base. You know, it's going to be awesome, Omar, if you're an old man, gray hair, sitting on this podcast, pulling your dentures out because some kid was 5 years old that one of your CHBL guys started training and he's helping run your league
Hell
in
God
20
yeah.
bless.
years. That would
And
be
that's
gold,
Vision.
right?
that is the vision. That is the goal. Like I've always told people, I want to surround myself around good people. I want to surround myself that when I'm done playing, I can have people that are gonna hold it down. You know, because if you have a baseball business, it should never be about money ever. It
Nope.
should be about the passion.
Mm-hmm.
It should be about succeeding. It's about making others better. And if you do the things righteous, the money will follow. You know, the money, because we all got bills. You know, we all have lives that we gotta. Life gets expensive. But if you do this, if you do, and you got 76 kids, so you understand. You know, so you understand. So at the end of the day, if you do this for the right reasons, God's gonna God's gonna give you all the flowers and everything you deserve, you know. And please send me that logo. I'm gonna shout you guys out, and anything you need from me, I will 100% promote it.
Thanks, Omar.
Yeah, thanks, guys. No, hey, that's a whole nother conversation about life in baseball. I'd love to do that in a future podcast. Reverend Dan might show up a little bit, might start preaching, but
I love that.
no.
Let's have
But
it
again, you
happen.
know what? Hey, that's part of life. Baseball is the most beautiful sport. I know. Sorry, soccer, but this place is baseball. So
No, it's
there you
football,
go.
which is why we got to hurry up.
All right, let's get off.
Last
Baseball.
question,
I'll
Johnny.
yap on that.
No, Johnny. Last question before we go. Do you have any questions left, brother?
No, man, I just want to say it was nice to meet you on this podcast. Were you guys the Cubs in the fall
Yeah.
league?
Yeah.
I think that dude to your left picked me off at third base.
Hey, you guys are gonna see more of Johnny in the CHBL, so be ready.
Johnny, that's the funny thing. So when he came up all the way through high school, we used to. No one likes practicing pickoffs. No one likes practicing base running anymore. It's that's one of the things our town is always stressed. I remember anytime he let a hit up or a walk, his coach made him pick off 3 times minimum. And you know what? Like, it's just part of baseball for our town, part of baseball for them. Is like every other team's like, stop it, and we're like, no,
I'm
we're gonna
trying
get
to
you.
envision it and see if it was him, but I'm pretty sure I got to first on a walk. He was walking a bunch of dudes. There was a pass ball. I got to second. Pass ball, I got to third, and I was being nice with my leads. I was like, oh, this is a young kid, whatever. I wasn't being a jerk about it, and then all of a sudden, I was dilly-dallying over at third talking to Josh, and then they picked me off, and I was like, you motherfucker.
That's a design play. We
thought
told
we
him to
were
do that.
friends.
Josh is our secret weapon.
So that was you? All right. That's all I got, man.
By the way, I might be one of your umpires, so be nice.
Be nice to us.
Hey, but then
Get going.
hey, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the diamond. Keep working hard. Keep being inspiration to your neighborhood. CHBL is you guys Metro West or no?
It's close enough. Pretty close.
Okay, CHBL Metro West coming soon. Shout out to the Sylvia family. Shout out to my man Johnny. Shout out to my man Dan. Next week, this is Boston Baseball Podcast on IG. Have a good night. Go Chiefs!
Hi, gentlemen.